but this is where we're going to go. We're going to go to settings. Okay. Now, when you go to settings, there's a button here in the upper right called more settings. There's two things that we're going to look at here. Display settings and mobile app settings. Display settings is where you can actually go in and set up your display settings from what the default may be. So when we're talking about setting up your display settings, you're basically setting up your task list to provide you information as a default. And there's a few things that you probably want to do. And one of them is maybe changing the grid page size. Okay, grid page size on the task list is basically how many work orders can I see at one time. And the default on the list is 15. You know, up here, 2550 is probably the best as far as setting your grid page size. Depending on your volume of work orders, you can manually change it, and I'll show you how to do that. But again, this is where you can adjust it. Okay, number of days. So default date range for number of days is 7. I've adjusted mine to 30. That's because I use the mobile app, and that's really important to remember. So I'm almost mirroring the way I have my app set up, which is a 30-day window of work orders. Highlight priority. I can check and uncheck any box that I want. I have mine highlighted. I could actually also click active if I want to filter as a default to active rather than using my filter on the task list. But again, these are very much choices that you will make to set your system up. Okay, these are only guidelines that I'm giving you. Date format. So again, you'll see a lot of these little menus within maintenance care, and everything defaults to the top of the list. You can go in and change your date format to whatever you want. And then you can change your calendar day too. But basically, this is the standardized display settings. So you set these settings. We don't set these settings. And this will allow you, when you log in, to see the information that you want to see. Now, the other thing is people might not know that there are ways to turn on mobile app notifications. You actually have to log into the system to do that. Two primary notifications that you can turn on is a notification on the mobile app for all new work orders, and then assigned to me. Those are the two standard ones that are utilized by most of our customers. You can actually go in and play around with some of the notifications, but just remember every time that you do turn on a notification, you're going to get a notification. So maybe try and keep it simple. But again, these are the two primary ones as far as the system goes. Okay, so I'm just going to turn mine off because we don't need to get any alerts right now. So I've made my changes. I'm going to save, and then I'm just going to cancel out, and that's going to take me back to my task list. Okay, so what did we do? What did I change, or what did I just reinforce? My date range up here in my filter. Okay, 30 days is what I set, and then there's my grid page down there. Like I said, you can manually change this, right? I can go up to 200, I can go down to 15. You determine what you want to set here. Again, it's very much a personal choice. It will always tell me at the bottom of my screen how many work orders I'm seeing. So again, if I need to change it, I can just do that. And then I can scroll up and down, and I don't have to page over. Okay, so again, the maximum to view based on the date range is 200. Okay, so really simple fix, nothing complicated. And again, that requires you logging into the main system and making those adjustments.